Hi, this is Drew. Welcome to Fitness 40 and Beyond. Join me as I document my journey from leukemia diagnosis back to fitness and well-being, also with fitness and health tips for those over 40. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, if you are a new viewer, welcome, and if you do like what you see, please do press the like button. Also, if you feel so inclined, do subscribe and please do share. If you are an existing viewer, then welcome back. And if you are subscribed already, please do hit the bell button, which will give you all the latest notifications and updates from Fitness 40 and Beyond. So without further ado, let's go. So today is actually to do with food and nutrition. For those that either suffering with cancer or with any other illness that requires you to try and switch up your diet in order for you to become a bit more healthy and to help fight the illness. Okay, so what we're going to do today, I'm doing something for lunch, and I'm going to focus on doing a seafood based diet. I've decided to cut red meat out as I've been doing the research, and red meat is actually not good for cancer. It actually feeds the cancer cells according to what I've read. So I've cut red meat out. I'm trying to do a largely pescatarian diet because the fish is high in all of the good omega-3 and all these oils that you hear about in the news. So I figured I'd give that a shot, and also you got some greens in there, you got some spinach, you've also got some mixed peppers and some onions and stuff in there. So all these things are supposed to be good for you. So I'm gonna do a little meal prep now, so join me with that. Okay, so I'm gonna start my food by cooking some rice. I bought some easy cook long grain and wild rice. I'm gonna make the transition to brown rice, but it's a bit of an acquired taste. So I thought to transition myself into brown rice, which is more healthy for you, I thought I'd try the wild rice first, and then gradually move to the brown rice. So maybe in the next video, you'll probably see me do some food prep with brown rice. But today, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start with this, because this probably takes a little bit longer to cook. So because what we're going to do, I've just got the wok there for the seafood and spinach, which we're going to do. And spinach, by the way, is high in potassium and magnesium, and also vitamins, I think B6 as well. So spinach is going to be really, really good to mix in with this. But what we're going to do, we're going to prepare this rice. So just gonna pour the rest of this bag in here. I normally like to use a bit of hot water to wash my rice with. It's just to get like any kind of impurities out. Okay. You can just see all that brown stuff coming out. So just do that for like a couple of times. Just get your hands right in there. Okay. Normally if you do this about 2 to 3 times, you can get the bulk of the stuff out. Sorry, I think I've lost a bit of rice there. Probably a grain or 2. Yeah, you want to try not to do that. And there you go, your rice is washed. So what we're going to do, we're going to just put a bit of water in, enough just to cover the rice, if you can see from here. just to cover the rice. Maybe just empty out its head. Not too much. You can always add more water afterwards, okay? Let's just get that wok out of the way. If the camera wants to pan in a little bit. What we're going to do, just going to let that heat all the way up using one of these. Right, so we're going to do, just going to bring that rice to the boil, okay, and then we're going to move over to this area here. Right, and now we're going to get to the spinach. Okay, so now we're going to cut some spinach up. I've already cut some earlier. You can put it in whole if you want. I just prefer to just give it, just cut it a little bit. Yeah, just so that when I put it in the wok, it just cooks a little bit quicker. With these seafood dishes here, shouldn't really take that long to cook, and you know, you don't want to kind of lose the nice crispness of the spinach as well, so you kind of just want to put it in, cook it briefly, and then, you know, serve it so that it's as nice and crisp as possible. So with this, we're also going to add, which I've cut some earlier, some mixed peppers. Now these are going to add a bit of flavour to your dish. I always find that whether you're cooking chicken or whether you're cooking any kind of fish, or, you know, I mean, I'm not eating red meat anymore, but, you know, for those of you who do eat red meat, you put mixed peppers in, and it really brings out the flavour of any kind of meat or seafood that you're eating. But like I say, for people like myself with cancer, eating red meat is a definite no-no. So, you know. It's also interesting to point out as well that if you were thinking of changing up your diet because you were concerned about things like cancer, probably cutting out red meat is a good way to go anyway. Alright, next we've got onions. I've just cut a little bit of garlic in there as well beforehand. So with our onion, what we're going to do, I'm going to cut it this way, so you put it down nice and flat on your chopping board. You can just cut little strips like that, you know. Just turn it around there so that you don't get your fingers cut. There you go. Rightio. We're going to move to the next stage. Okay, so now we're going to move to our seafood portion. So I've got a bag of mixed seafood, which has got prawns, which is high in protein and amino acids, and also you've got some mussels in there, which is high in fatty acids and omega-3, and it's also low in saturated fat as well. So this is going to be good. It's also got some squid in there as well. So, you know, it's all around healthy for us. So what we're going to do, we've got the wok here. Our rice is still cooking. I've moved it to the back burner so that this can be closer to us. What I'm going to do before I start on the seafood is probably just give this a little stir so it doesn't stick. You want to really cook that until it's nice and soft, and hopefully it won't turn out like a risotto. We don't want all the grains sticking together, so let's just hope that I can keep it with that consistency. So what we got here, I'm gonna put some vegetable oil to fry our things in, okay? Let that heat up. What I've got here is a selection of seasonings. So, you know, I've got the paprika, I've got some mixed herbs, I've also got some dried thyme as well, got some lemon juice, some soy sauce. This is a special kind of seasoning. It's Angostura bitters, and that is from Trinidad, which is where my family are from. I grew up. Big up all the Trinis out there. Got some green seasoning as well, which this has got a mix of different things to marinate. This is another Caribbean thing that we use. And also I've got some roasted pimento as well, and this also this comes direct from Trinidad as well. Yeah, bit of advertising there. Alright, so I'll put the fire on. So we're just gonna let that heat up, and you may hear some noise. Gonna empty the contents of this whole bag in here. And then what we want to do is, while this is cooking, we're going to add just a dash of the Angostura bitters, add just a dash of soy sauce. Now, I'll put this soy sauce in because I don't actually cook with salt. I also suffer from high blood pressure, so I don't cook with salt. Sorry, I also forgot, just put in a little dash of black pepper as well, okay? Put in your lemon juice. Everything here is just a dash of everything, okay? Put in your green seasoning. So, just enough to kind of cover it with. Right. Now, this adds a little bit of a kick to it. Roasted pimentos. Adds really nice flavour. Bit hot. If you like your food a bit spicy, this is definitely the thing to add to it. We'll just pop this in the sink for now. I'll wash that off now. Right, what we also want to do is put some of our dried thyme in. So we get a spoonful, and we just, I don't know if you can get a shot inside the wok there. See that cooking up. Got our mixed herbs, dried mixed herbs, so we just want to sprinkle just a spoon of that over it. Sorry, the latch doesn't want to play ball with me today, but that's okay. Let's move this spoon because we don't want to cause anything. Alright, and then we get just a spoon of paprika. And we put that in too. Okay, and what we want to do, we're going to add this, right? Because we want to add the flavour in straight away. Okay, now it's probably best if we turn this with a spatula like this and use that to get the edges out. And at this point as well, you want to add your garlic and your onions. Okay. Right. So what we're going to do, we're going to stir this in. I think I can hear my rice popping, so this is where multitasking goes a long way. So what we do, we're going to pour some olive oil in there and just turn the heat down. I think at this point we could probably switch off because we don't really want it to sizzle and burn. Probably just take that off actually. Right, I think I've managed to save my rice. Okay, so back to this. So what we want to do is put it on a high heat and let it cook through. I may put this to the one on the back because that heat is actually a higher heat. So what you have to do is just make sure that you stir it through and you see all the colours, and you know, if you're on this side of the camera you could smell all the smells and the flavours. So we're just going to let that cook for a bit, and then once we've got it cooked in a bit more, then we'll add our spinach right at the end. See on the other side. We're going to add to this with some cod, which is high in omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin A and D, and also helps to lower your blood pressure. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this, just we're keeping the same ingredients basically. As you can see, this is cooking. Sorry to jump from one to the other, but that is cooking nicely. I'm going to turn the heat down on that so that that doesn't burn while I'm paying attention to the cod. I'm going to be using pretty much the same kind of seasoning with this, and it's just going to cook differently. With white fish though, you don't want to put too much in there because there's a tendency that you may ruin the taste a bit, so just a little bit of each thing. And again, with our trifecta. So we go with the thyme. And we go with the mixed herbs. And we go with the paprika as well. My hand slipped a little bit there. And again, we go with just a little bit of the green seasoning. Okay, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna push the onions just in between to add a bit of flavour. And as you can see, we just add those in between there. What we do want to do though, so we've got all that. What we do want to do, we're going to cover this. So we're going to keep all the juices in. Okay. We'll see the cod shrink in size when it does cook. And what we're going to do, we're going to preheat this oven. If you have a look here, preheat it to about, say, 220. Okay, leave that for a bit, and then we'll put it in and we'll leave it for about 20 minutes, and then that will cook. Okay. Let's finish up here. So now, as you can see, that's cooking very nicely. Alright, so we can turn the heat back up on this, and now we're going to add the spinach. Just put that in. You can hear that bubbling up nicely. Obviously you wash your spinach before you chop it and put it in. Good food hygiene. Don't forget your hand washing as well in between each stage of cooking as well. Okay. And then all you want to do is you just want to stir that in. And as you can see, that spinach is cooking in very quickly in the wok. And this is what I'm saying about not letting it stay in for too long, which is why we add it the very last minute. So, you know, that's it. So our spinach is done. As is our rice. Now we're just gonna pop the white fish in, and then we're ready to eat. There's just gonna be one more part to this meal. Stay tuned. So the next part of this meal, you gotta wash it down with something. So we're gonna do a shake. We're gonna use as our base some coconut almond milk, which here it says it's got vitamins B2, B12, vitamin E and D2. Yeah, it's got coconut milk in it and almond as well. Okay, so gonna have some bananas, which is a good source of fiber in there. You've got kiwi, got ginger as well. There's numerous health benefits of ginger, and if you are following me on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, you'll see I've put a post up a couple weeks ago about the benefits of ginger, so do have a look at that. Also, I've got some grapes in there. Got some the black grapes, and I've got the normal white grapes as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to use our blender. and we're just going to put our milk base in there. Not too much because this fruit is going to generate its own juice, so probably just about that much. Okay, I don't normally work in measurements, I just work in approximations. Just put a little bit of ice. This is just some crushed ice that I had in there. Sorry if this isn't particularly, I'm quite messy sometimes. Okay, and then we're gonna just put our bananas and kiwi, put all that stuff in. Okay, as you can see, it's filling up quite quickly. Yeah, so you might want to think about pushing some of that down. Okay, make sure that we get our ginger in there also. If I reach, okay, I think I've kind of reached our max. Let's see if we can get just a bit more banana and ginger in. Okay, may have to leave some of these grapes behind. We'll close that down all the way. Okay, put that down, and you just want to drop that in. Let that all blend. And there you have it. You've got a nice smoothie. So we're going to serve that with our meal afterwards. Okay, so our cod should be done. So we'll just take this out. And as you can see, it cooked in its own juices. So what we're going to do, just take out just a piece here. Just put some of the onion on there. Just some of the juice there. Okay. Then we've got our rice. Nice and grainy. Nice wild rice there. Then we're going to go from mixed seafood with our spinach. Got all the mussels and the squid and all of the prawns in there. You could really smell that. Very delicious. And we're going to serve that with a couple of avocados on the side, and voila. So that's another episode of Fitness 40 and Beyond. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm about to dig into this right here. If you did like what you saw, please do hit the like button, and if you are not subscribed already, please do subscribe and share. If you are an existing subscriber, please do hit the alarm button next to the subscribe button, the alarm bell next to the subscribe button if you have not done so already, so you can get the latest updates from Fitness 40 and Beyond. This is Drew, this has been Fitness 40 and Beyond, and until next time, do take